Hey y'all, it's your Tuesday boy. So I wanted to hop on here and say a couple things while I was thinking about it. It's Tuesday, so I really want to talk about two main things. One, names, which we've already covered, but I want to talk about again, and two, confidence. So the first thing I wanted to say was that I have recently changed my name. So previously I went by Cade, and that's still fine to call me. I don't care at all. But I have changed that to be my middle name, and that's for a few reasons. So the example I try to use is when you're a kid, a lot of times you'll have a name, but you'll go by a nickname. So, for instance, the name Michael, you might as a kid go by Mikey, but then as an adult, you go by Mike or Michael. Same thing with maybe the name William. You might go by like Willie as a kid, but then as you get into be a grown adult, you might go by Bill. So the reason that I'm saying this is that I think I chose the name Cade while I wasn't passing because it was more masculine, but still a fun and more energetic name. However, as I have transitioned more medically, I have realized that the name Cade is not as masculine as I want it to be, and not as masculine as I wish I was being perceived as with my name only. So I'm still going to keep the name Cade. It's very important to me. It means a lot. However, I am going to make a switch to make that my middle name. I plan on going to the courthouse next month if everything opens up, and I'll put my legal name change in. But my first name is going to be Dominic, so I will be Dominic Cade. So if you want to call me Dominic, that's cool. If you want to call me Cade, that's cool. I'm down with whatever. But as far as legal, my legal name goes, I will be Dominic, and then I'm going to use that for jobs in the future and meeting people in the future because it does present more masculine to me, and that's what I want for my identity. So I wanted to address that first, just so that everyone was aware in case you see things on there, just so that you all are aware. And then the second thing, and I think people think like I may be weird for changing my name again, but what I've realized is that it's my name and it's my body and it's my choice, and things are all experiences, and you don't know what you want or what you need until after you get to that point. So I didn't realize until I started passing more that Cade was not the name that I felt strongly with. It means a lot to me, and I love the name, and that's why I'm keeping it as my middle name. But it wasn't a name that really resonated deeply with who I felt like I was as a person. It just wasn't masculine enough for me. And when thinking about new names, Dominic is not one that any of my friends really liked. However, I've liked that name since I was a kid. There was a movie called Kindergarten Cop. It came out in the 90s with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And the little boy in that, his name was Dominic, and I've always loved that name for a boy, and I realized that I am a boy, and so therefore I can have that name for myself, especially since my fiance doesn't particularly like it, so I don't have a very good chance of naming our children that. So so let me reintroduce myself. Hey, it's Dominic. And yeah, so I just wanted to touch base on that. It was something important to me, and it took me some time to realize that I could do, and that it's my choice, and I shouldn't really care what others think about it. So I wanted to put that out there. And then secondly, I just wanted to talk a little bit about something that comes with that. So I changed my name, and the reason I changed my name, like I already mentioned to you all, was because I was passing more. I was identifying more, with my identity, and I was feeling more of myself. And with that, I changed my name. I go by Dominic when I order food or when I call places. And I think a lot of that is stemming from confidence. Now that I'm passing more, I'm hardly ever on the phone being misgendered. I work as a call center agent, so I'm on the phone all day. And then going out in public, not that I'm doing a lot of right now because we're still in quarantine, but I'm not getting misgendered. It's sir, like 99% of the time, and I love it. And I think coming with my name was the realization that I'm growing confidence. Even my partner has said that, I'm not becoming a different version of myself, but I'm becoming a more confident version of myself. And I think that's something that's really important to realize when you first start transitioning, is that it's gonna be hard. You're gonna have days when you want to cry because no one is gendering you correctly. You're gonna have days when you don't feel like you're enough. But then the important part to remember is that there is a tunnel, and at the end of that tunnel, there's a rainbow. I know it's a really queer analogy, but it's so true. Looking back, I've only been on testosterone for 8 months, but looking back at the beginning of my transition, I hated going places. I didn't know what bathroom to go in. I just felt like people were always staring and wondering, what was in my pants. And I don't have that fear anymore. I mean, sometimes I still have moments, don't get me wrong. But for the most part, I pass. And because I pass, I'm so much more confident. Anywhere I go with what I wear, like, I consider myself to have very masculine energy, even though I'm a little emotional. I could walk outside in something maybe girly, and I would think that people would see me as a dude wearing girly clothes, not a trans person or a person that used to be female. And I think that was a lot of my internalized fear, but I don't have that issue anymore, and it's just made me grow in so much confidence. So I wanted to get on and talk about that a little and just let people know that, this is literally a journey, and there are so many phases to it. At first, you may feel like you're alone and you're scared and you're being misgendered and you just don't know if you made the right decision, even though you know in your heart of hearts that you are who you are and you can't change that. You just feel so alone even when you're surrounded by people. But know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is literally a happiness. I'm not all the way there yet. I don't know if people ever get 100% there, but I don't worry about things anymore, and I'm happy. So that's all I wanted. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday. And remember, be yourself and be true. See you guys.